Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and in this longer video, I will be talking about something really controversial. I do know this is something that all los Madridistas doesn't want to hear about, but it's something that may happen. So we have to be aware that this situation can happen, and right quick. Let me explain you what I'm talking about. Right after the controversial statement from Al Khelaifi last night, denying the possibility for them to sell Kylian Mbappe and denying a possible negotiation with anybody, including Real Madrid, for Kylian Mbappe, Carlo Ancelotti, and this is something we heard about a couple days ago, Carlo Ancelotti wants a plan B. I mean, if we can't sign Kylian Mbappe, then we should go ahead and try to sign Erling Haaland. This is something I told you guys a couple days ago. But now, the problem is next. What Carlo Ancelotti is witnessing is how Real Madrid is stepping back from the signing of Kylian Mbappe. I mean, if we are unable to sign Kylian Mbappe this year, we might hold back and wait for the next year, right? Okay, I understand. Problem is, Carlo Ancelotti is fearing right now. I mean, his biggest concern, his biggest fear right now is, okay, if you can get me to Kylian Mbappe, then get me to Erling Haaland at least. Because as you probably can imagine, for this project to succeed, we need top players. I mean, this is a real truth. I'm not cheating. I mean, we need real players and we need top players, the best players in the world, at least one of them, right? But the problem is that if Carlo Ancelotti witnesses, if Carlo Ancelotti notices how Real Madrid stepped back in the signing of Kylian Mbappe, he might think that Real Madrid will step back as well in the signing of any other player. And that is a problem because Ancelotti considers the only way to go for Real Madrid, the only way to win titles, the only way to become competitive again is to sign to the best players in the world. But the problem is that now Carlo Ancelotti, what he is seeing right now is that Real Madrid might run out of Kylian Mbappe, and also Real Madrid might not sign any other player to replace the signing of Kylian Mbappe. So that means Carlo Ancelotti might have to form a squad, super competitive squad without top players. And he knows, I mean, he's very aware that it's almost impossible to become competitive in this Champions League, especially in the Champions, also in La Liga. It's almost impossible to become competitive without top players. I mean, it makes any sense to have the best midfielders, the best defenders, if you don't have the most powerful and best players in the attack. I'm not talking about, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about two players. Maybe you can just choose one. Maybe you can use just Kylian Mbappe and Benzema, that's it. But what is really true is that it's almost impossible for Real Madrid to win anything just with the same attack we've been using in the past. And that attack with Benzema, Vinicius, and Marco Asensio or even Hazard is not enough. And everybody knows this. And Ancelotti is very aware of that. It's not enough. These players, Vinicius Jr., Marco Asensio, Eden Hazard, don't have level enough to be lined up in the squad of Real Madrid over and over and over again because they are not undisputable. These players, I mean, if you look at the stats, if you look at the goals they score, if you look at the, assist that they deliver, these numbers are ridiculously small, but not competitive numbers at all. So what we need to happen is to create and build up a really trustworthy and powerful attack. And that means you have to sign good players who can play along with Karim Benzema and score to Karim Benzema in the attack. Because I'm okay if you keep Karim Benzema as the first striker. I'm okay with that, as long as you have the best company for him. And the best company is maybe Kylian Mbappe, maybe Erling Haaland, because Benzema is the kind of player who is not, the top scorer, like scoring 40 to 45 goals every single season. That is not the case of Karim Benzema. He's a very different player. Karim Benzema is the kind of player who can not only score goals, but also assist and create a lot of chances and help the partners, help teammates, in creating dangerous situations and see the gaps and go through the gaps and carry up the ball and things like that. It's a more associative forwarder, you know what I'm saying? But I'm okay if you keep to Karim Benzema as the top scorer. Not the top scorer, but as the first striker. I'm okay with that. I don't have nothing against that. Problem is, if you don't sign, if you don't bring in the best company for him, the whole project will come apart and very soon and right quick. And there's no chance for us to go through. There's no chance for us to win anything. In my opinion, obviously, then a lot of things can happen. And as the season goes by, you may see the Real Madrid, going through and qualifying for the different eliminatories and things like that. Yeah, because it happens, because it's Real Madrid and it's in our DNA, in our history, to become competitive even without the best players and things like that. I know that happened, and that is our history. That's true. But the thing is, do you want to keep the same players for the rest of your life? When it comes to Real Madrid, you only have to have the best of the best, or you have to aspire to bring him in, to bring him to the project. This Real Madrid is no longer the Real Madrid from throwback, to 2000 when Luis Figo came up, or for example when Florentino Perez brought a bunch of players to play in 2009, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, and all these players. That is apparently no longer the Real Madrid version we used to know. It's something completely different. It's a much more weaker team. It's a much more weaker institution than it used to be. And that is, in my opinion, the biggest fear of Carlo Ancelotti in this Real Madrid. That he might see what happened to Zinedine Zidane and he burned out can happen to him again. And that is the thing. And that is what I wanted to highlight and share with you all, so you guys can tell me what you think about, or what are your thoughts about that and things like that. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to my channel, Real Madrid Hub.